Hey, what's going on, guys? TheH0RR0Rman back. Been wanting to do a series of videos like this for a while now. I'm going to do an overview of my collection, shelf by shelf, just one shelf at a time. It'll keep the videos short, and it'll also allow me to, talk about each of the DVDs on the shelf a little bit longer without having to rush to get through it. Also keep in mind that, I have snapper cases separate, Blu-rays separate. Certain special editions are on separate shelves as well. So, if I'm on a certain shelf that you think a certain DVD would belong on, and just because it's not there doesn't mean I don't have it. It could be in a separate section for whatever reason. So yeah, just kind of wait till the end before you ask if I have a certain title. As I said, I'm just going to do one shelf at a time. There's going to be a bunch of videos, I know, but at least it'll take place over time. Every few days or so I'll post one of these or a couple of these. As I go through them, just feel free to comment below if you guys are curious about any titles that I happen to show, and I'll be sure to respond to you. So this will be part one of my overview shelf by shelf series, and we're going to start with the A's. As I said, certain things may not be in the A's that belong in the A's, but that could be because I own it on Blu-ray, or it could be in a snapper case, or as I said, a special edition. If I remember as I'm coming across, I'll mention that. But as I said, if not, just kind of wait till the end before you ask. So I'm going to get started right now on this shelf right over here. And here we go. First we have Abandoned. Stars Katie Holmes and Benjamin Bratt. Enjoyed this film. It's nice little twists and turns in here. Pretty cool. But I like Katie Holmes, specifically because of course she stars in my favorite show of all time, being Dawson's Creek. So I had to check this out. Have watched it a few times. Pretty cool. It's a good movie to kind of revisit. For whatever reason, it's really not that memorable. That's kind of one negative about it. But in the same sense, it's also kind of a positive because you'll watch it, kind of see what the twist is at the end, and then you kind of forget about it. So you get to revisit it and kind of get surprised all over again. So I do enjoy it. Definitely worth checking out. Next we have The Abandoned. It's one of the After Dark Horror Fest movies. I can't say much about this because I haven't seen it. So if anybody has seen it, feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think about this one. Next, Across the Universe. It's actually one of my favorite films. I actually featured this in my 20 non-horror movies that I enjoy. Really like this one. It has a great soundtrack, of course, with all the Beatles songs. Just a really good story. And the music is really what sells it for me. But with the cast members singing and whatnot. But really do enjoy this. I've watched this many times. I also own a special edition of this that came with a book with all the lyrics of the song. So it's pretty cool. Next we have the Best of Adam Sandler Saturday Night Live DVD. It's actually the only Saturday Night Live DVD that I own, but Adam Sandler is my favorite of the cast, and some really funny moments in this, especially the segments with him and Chris Farley. Really enjoy those. Next we have The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values double pack. I enjoy both of these. I like to watch them around Halloween time. It's really well done movies, based off, of course, the popular TV series. But I really enjoy these. I like the cast. I think they did a great job selecting the cast for the movies. Next we have The Adjustment Bureau. Another one I haven't seen yet, so I can't say much about it, but I think this really looks awesome, so I definitely have to check this out sometime soon. I really wanted to see this when the trailer was on TV and all that, so definitely gotta check this out. If you guys have seen this, comment below. Let me know what you think of this. Next, another one of my favorite films, Adventureland. Absolutely love this movie. Just a great kind of summer movie, of growing up, having like a summer job. It's a great place to work, of course. Working at Adventureland is pretty cool. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Really good soundtrack in that one as well. Next, Adventures in Babysitting. Always loved this. Loved this movie growing up. Watched this many times. Some really funny scenes in here. Just a great family adventure movie. Really loved this. I also love the cover art. That's the classic VHS cover art as well. And just really well done. Next, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. It actually is one of my son's DVDs, but it's not too bad. You got Taylor Lautner in there, of course, star of the Twilight series now. Most people know him from that, of course. This is when he was a lot younger. This includes 3D glasses in here because it does have a 3D version of the film as well. But it's actually a pretty cool story. Also stars Kristen Davis, David Arquette as the parents, so pretty cool tie-in story. Next we have Afterlife. Still haven't gotten around to watching this yet, but I've heard good things, and it looks really cool. I hear Christina Ricci does a pretty good job in this. It also stars Justin Long, and of course Liam Neeson. So definitely want to check this out sometime soon. Next we have Aftermath Genesis. A lot of people have talked about this before, so I won't go into great detail. Basically, it's a few shorts, very disturbing short films. There's also one with a different cover art, more graphic cover art, but that one was extremely rare, hard to find. This one's out of print as well, but still glad to have this edition at least. Next, we have Airheads, one of my favorites, starring Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi, Brendan Fraser. Really funny movie. I've seen this many times. Comedy Central used to play this a lot, so I'm sure most of you have probably seen this as well. Next we have Akira. This is the special edition 2-disc in this silver case. I also own this same edition, but in the steel case, which is highly collectible, extremely rare, pretty hard to find now for a good price. Have that steel book, steel edition, I should say, on a shelf with other steel editions. They also have this single disc edition, the signature series of Akira. We have Aladdin, Platinum Edition, of course, 2-disc special edition. Next, we have Alice, kind of a strange, claymation type film, but really enjoyed this. It was pretty disturbing in some scenes, just the way it was filmed, I think. Next, we have Alice in Wonderland, the Masterpiece Edition, Disney classic, of course. And we have Bill Osco's Alice in Wonderland, an adult musical comedy. It's actually the only adult film I own in my collection, but it's really a funny one, and I had talked about this in a film class that I had taken. This was a discussion that the class brought up, and we had mentioned this. It's a pretty infamous adult comedy, just because of the fact that it's an adult film, yet it really is a musical and a comedy as well. So it's kind of not really too erotic. Of course, there's highly sexual scenes in there and pretty graphic sex scenes and all, being an adult film, but it really is more comedic and musical than anything else, and based on the Alice in Wonderland story, pretty cool. Also, as I said, this is the limited storybook edition. This is extremely hard to find now. I'm out of print for a while, and I'm glad to have it. Next we have the TV version, one of the many TV versions, I should say, of Alice in Wonderland. One of my favorites. This is one of my favorite editions of it. And we have Alice, Sweet Alice. I also own the mask version that's on a separate shelf. This is the Anchor Bay release. Next we have Alien Trespass. This was a really fun film, kind of a throwback film. There's a great cast in this one, and I really enjoyed it. Next we have Alive or Dead. I have not seen this yet, but it looks pretty cool. I've actually heard good things about it, so I should check this out sometime soon. Then we have All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. Again, another one I've heard great things about. Still haven't had a chance to watch this one yet, but I'll be doing that soon. Next we have Alone in the Dark. I know a lot of people have talked about this as well. I also showed this in the Terror in the Isles update that I made, because it does feature clips in Terror in the Isles of this movie. Really good cast in this one as well. Martin Landau, Jack Palance, Donald Pleasance. Really cool movie. Next, Along Came a Spider. I've not seen this in years, but stars Morgan Freeman, who's amazing in pretty much everything he does. Then we have Along Came Polly. One of my favorite comedies. I really enjoyed this one. Ben Stiller is great in it. Jennifer Aniston. Just a nice, comedic love story as well. A Lot Like Love. It's another one of my favorite love story movies. Again, comedic scenes, funny scenes in it, but a really good love story, overall. We have Alpha Dog. Really enjoyed this one. I like this one a lot. Pretty intense movie, kind of, unnerving kind of film. Good cast as well. I really like that. Then we have Alvin and the Chipmunks. First film. And then Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel. Have not seen the Squeakquel yet. I only seen the first one. Then we also have Alvin and the Chipmunks, Trick or Treason. Basically, the Halloween episodes of the Alvin and the Chipmunk cartoon series. We have Amadeus, the director's cut. Great film, one of the best. Won the Oscar, of course, for Best Picture, and I really enjoyed this. Again, it's one of those films that's not really usually my cup of tea, but really, really love this film. It's really well made. Then we have American Beauty, one that I'm sure everybody has seen. Really enjoyed this one as well. By Alan Ball, who also did 6 Feet Under. So there's a lot of the same feel to 6 Feet Under in this movie, which is definitely a plus because 6 Feet Under is one of my favorite shows. Then we have American Gangster. Have not had a chance to watch this yet, but have heard good things, so don't know too much about it. And finally, for this update, American Gothic. One of my favorite underrated horror films. Really enjoy this one. A lot of people don't talk about this one, but I really do enjoy it. Basically, a group of people get stranded on this island. Get stuck at this house thing with this really bizarre family, and just really interesting kind of story. A little bit different. Pretty original. And I just really enjoyed this one. Definitely worth checking out. You can usually get the DVD pretty cheap online. So that'll do it for my first part to my shelf by shelf DVD collection overview. Let me know what you guys think. As I said, comment below if you guys are curious about any of the individual titles that I just showed. And I'll be back soon with the second part to this. Thanks for watching, guys.